acid right on top of it, and that'll be the end of it. So that's why it's safer to do that. But I want to get back to food safety deliveries. The good news is that it looks like you're really safe ordering your food delivered or picking up food. You don't have any worries when you pick up food that the chef might have had coronavirus, because if he did, eating the food that he or she prepared will not give you coronavirus. That's the great news on that. This one is something that I ran into yesterday, and it made me so angry. I'm still angry about it. Watch out for, and you have a duty to tamp down, to dispute or refute quack cures. Now, I was watching the Randy Rhoads show yesterday. You know, you can watch it and listen to it for free on YouTube. And I mentioned something about sanitizers. And one of the people there sent me a big happy, hello, Glenn. Yes, I'm in on that. I use the one by a certain brand, and I use so-and-so oils. And I thought, that smells weird. That answer is, first of all, why is anybody cheery in these times? Something's wrong. So I went to the website of the product. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to give them any publicity at all. And that company made a toothbrush sterilizer, but the product this person was hawking was some sort of claim that by using essential oils, that's the term they like, it kills the viruses in the air or on your skin or something. No, it doesn't do anything of the sort. That's bogus. So this person was stealing their Randy Rhoads chat room to hawk bogus sanitizers based on it spews essential oils into the air. Essential oils do not do anything to combat coronavirus. Nothing. Sanitizers have to work on, there's a couple of principles, different ones, but almost all of them work on ozone. And what that means is the sanitizer actually puts out a serious supply of ozone and uses it to kill the property or whatever it is that you're putting inside. Usually you get a bag with it, so you put the sanitizer inside the bag and the ozonator, not sanitizer, and you put the product you want to sanitize inside the bag. You start them up, you let it sit for a half hour, it cranks out ozone, and when you come back, there's a horrible smelling bag. You open up the bag, let it out, try not to breathe the ozone. It's not good for you. And your product that was soaked in ozone will then be virus-free. So I bought one of those. Why? Because I have all sorts of products that in the old days I did not sanitize that I'm doing so today. Let's talk about, well, first, just my CPAP mask. My doctor laughed at the idea of sanitizing your CPAP mask, but, you know, okay, I'm sanitizing everything today, so my CPAP mask. But I'm sanitizing the filters to my gas mask. Yeah, when I come home at the end of the day, been out there, you know, wandering around, things like that, staying away from people, I take out those heavy-duty industrial filters in my gas mask, and I put them in the little bag with the ozone maker, turn it up to 40 minutes, and let it work. The ozone maker fills up the little blue bag with ozone. That kills any viruses in those filters. And the next day, when I open it up, let it air out for sure, because it stinks. I put them back in, and now they are virus-free, and I'm ready to go back out in the world, which I do have to do. So that's one of the really, really wonderful advantages of getting one of those ozonators. If you remember, there are going to be other times that you have suspicions in these times here. So how about if you find some silverware and you're not 100% certain, where did that silverware come from? I don't know. Well, you can sure wash it off. There's nothing wrong with that. And 99 times out of 100, if you wash it with dishwashing detergent, you're good. Coronavirus is gone. But let's say you really want to make sure you're going to be feeding this to your kids, okay? Put it in the ozonator. Now, the prices are just all over the map. I've seen them for $25. I've seen them for $100. So, but the thing is, they're in stock. So you can buy one now. If you go on Amazon, type in ozone sanitizer, and there's just all sorts of them. What you can actually use, or if you find that this helps your search a little, type CPAP sanitizer. CPAP is the machine that people use those ozone sanitizers for, but you can use it for anything. And they do come with instructions usually that say, you don't just limit yourself to CPAP. You can use this for vegetables. So you get your vegetables in the market where who knows what has sneezed on them. Now remember, that is different. If somebody has sneezed on the vegetable and you touch it and then you touch your face, yes, you could catch coronavirus that way. But not if you take that vegetable and hopefully you wash it off. Come on. But after that, you put it in the little bag that comes with the ozonator and you let it sit for a half hour, and for sure let it aerate, because a couple times I've made recipes with it without letting it aerate, and boy, that food got thrown away in a hurry. But if you let it aerate, the ozone will go into the air and they will taste acceptable. So that's the way you can safeguard yourself with the expenditure of a couple bucks. Buy yourself an ozone sanitizer. We're going to go to number 8. Wow, this one is the toughest one to speak about, the toughest one to describe. I really do wish I had access today to a psychologist or somebody whose job it is to explain things to you that could do this better than I can. But I'm going to do it. And let's just get in. If you have anyone in the room who's under 18, let's have them out of the room. This topic will not be appropriate for people who are not adults. This is only for adults, not for teenagers, not for little kids. Only adults should enter this part of the conversation. Okay. Number 8, prepare your family for seeing things that you've never thought possible. Well, what kind of things am I talking about? Well, I don't want to talk about it. What I'd rather you do is, there's an excellent movie. It's called The Road, by Cormac McCarthy, the same genius who wrote No Country for Old Men. And if you watch The Road, you're going to see what I think our future looks like. It ain't good. It shows a future where there's no food, nobody has food, and what's left is just a civilization with very few people, and all of them are fighting for food. All of them are looking for food, fighting for food, and when that happens, things get ugly very fast, because there are some people who realize, if I wait to get ugly, I'll die. So I have to be the ugly, violent person first in order to live and in order to save my family. And that's a trigger point that I don't think we're more than a week away from. I think that's coming. As a matter of fact, that was one of the things I said in the other chat room and got thrown out for. And then the next day, a woman in that chat room was in Ralph's Market. Was it Ralph's? No, it's Vaughn's Market, which is right here, right where I live, right on Canaan. And she got pickpocketed right in the market. She got her pocketbook stolen from her. Now, that's never happened. I've lived here 22 years. We've never heard of a crime being committed inside the market before, ever. I read all the little local papers and watch the crimes, and, maybe we have something stolen out of a car. I've never seen anybody pickpocketed in Vaughn's Market. Yep. And remember, this is just one of my little group. This wasn't somebody I read about in the newspaper. This is within our little group that talks about it on the chat room we're in next door. So out of a very small group of people, the day after I start telling you, be careful, you are going to be the victims of violent men looking for food, one of them is the victim of somebody looking for money to buy food. That's very scary. That's what's coming. You're going to see other things that you never thought possible. And you are probably the best person in the world to determine how best to prepare your family for it. You're going to see dead people. Yeah, you're going to see them in the street. You're going to see people who are dead in the street, and you'll see both. People who are dead and other people are doing the nasty work of pouring gasoline on them and setting them on fire, which is what you got to do. And you're also going to see people who there's no one around, but this person just died. Now, why? Why is that? Why aren't they in a hospital? This coronavirus is insidious. It comes on people so fast that they feel basically, I think I'm okay. I'm a little feverish. I'm just going to go to work today. And as they walk down the street, they drop dead. Yeah, that's how it works. There are people that maybe are congested for 2 or 3 days, but say, no, I think I'm okay. I'm getting a little better. I'm just coughing up a little mucus here and I'm feverish, but no, I think I'm okay. And you leave the room and you come back 15 minutes later and they've died. Yeah, that is terrible. That is truly a horror movie, and that's what's going to happen. It's already happening. It's just not on TV because Donald Trump clamps down on the information, but that's happening now, okay? So it is very, very important for you to sit down now and explain to those people who are younger than you or have heightened sensibilities that there are bad times coming, and that doesn't mean they'll last forever. But there are bad times coming, and they're going to see some things that they have never seen before, and that you wish they would not be exposed to. But unfortunately, this coronavirus is a real formidable enemy. Oh, okay, one sec. Here I come. So I hope that the viewing of The Road doesn't upset anybody too much, but I wouldn't advise you to do it if I didn't really think that's up in our future, and it is. I had estimated that today, Saturday, would be 1,600 deaths, and in California, and it looks like we're going to be below that for today, but it looks like we'll hit that tomorrow. So that means that there will be many, many people dead, and you will see them in public because, unfortunately, like I just said, this disease does kill people right out of the blue. There is a video you can see on YouTube of a man in China who's just standing there in line for something. I believe it's a train or a light, to cross the street. And the disease comes up on him, and it kills him on the spot, and he falls forward dead. How do you know he's dead? Because he doesn't put his hands out. He falls straight forward, doesn't put his hands out or turn his face or anything, and he just falls straight down on his face. That's how quickly he died. So we have to just be prepared. If there's anybody who wants to know how they filmed the great movie The Road, I can tell you, I hate giving it away, it kind of spoils everything, doesn't it? But it was filmed in Pennsylvania, and it was filmed near Philadelphia. There's a freeway, you might call it a highway, that they were going to widen, and they tried to widen it and just said, you know what, it's not going to work. The ground wouldn't support it, and they said the only thing we can do is just close it up. Just close it up, and we will build a new stretch of freeway parallel to the old one, and the old one will just sit there and do nothing. And a pretty expensive thing to waste, but that is what... So when you see all those scary, scary scenes of the road and the truck on the road and the bad guys in the truck, that's filmed over there outside of Philadelphia. And when you see the unbelievable scenes of just destruction, just all there is knock down trees, knock down telephone poles, everything. It just looks like pickup sticks, but with telephone poles and things.